Rajasthan stands as a vibrant hub for fashion and immensely talented designers. And today we have one such designer who's very renowned in his field. So please welcome Puneet Balana. Hi, Puneet.
Thank you for the beautiful introduction and thanks for having me.
No worries. It's a pleasure to have you. So, you were saying something before we were starting the podcast. Can you repeat that for people?
Can I do that on
Of
podcast?
course, you
I
can.
was just, they were checking the camera that is the angle right, if the lights are okay. So I just asked them that, am I looking hot? So she said
He is
yes.
looking hot, right? I
Okay,
mean, yeah.
super. I'm happy.
Tell us about
no,
your
no.
piercings.
There's a really cute and sad and interesting story, but
Oh,
I'll
we love
start
that.
with that.
Yeah.
So I and my wife, we were in Istanbul, and it was our last evening, and I lost my passport.
Oh, my
Yeah, yeah.
God.
And then after, I mean, we were really, we hadn't what to do. I had a flight for Berlin next day. We were going to Berlin for New Year's. We were overexcited for Berlin first time,
Yeah.
and Istanbul, we lost our passport.
Yeah.
And then it was like, what to do? Then after a struggle of, I don't know, I can say it was a magic only. So after 3-4 hours of struggle, we finally found it with a 3,000 euros.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. It comes
So
with a
that,
bonus.
yeah,
Okay.
my passport box kit had a 3,000 euros and my passport, and we found it back. So finally, it was. I mean, Istanbul gave us like something. It's last evening. We need to take something along, and I'm somebody who's like a little bit crazy, and she was like, "Why don't you get this piercing done?" So I was like, "Yeah, I think I should."
Yeah.
And we just went. And by the way, Istanbul has the most amazing piercing studios,
Really?
the world's
Okay.
best, I would say. So we entered in one and got this crazy thing on my ear,
Wow.
on my eye. Sorry.
It's a
Yeah.
cute story.
Yeah.
Okay, so moving on from that, I was actually listening to another podcast which was talking about the laws of attraction.
hmm
So, and like how manifesting is such a big trend right now. So, what according to you is actually this law of attraction?
See, I don't know if I mean, I don't manifest, but I do inner work. So my inner work is meditation. So I sit with myself, and when I'm sitting with myself, I know what I'm doing. So I'm just sitting with myself, I'm meditating, and I always say that I've done my inner work for today.
Yeah.
So when you're sitting with yourself, you're in your head, what exactly, you know, is bothering you on a daily basis, what your desires are, what exactly you want in for like professionally, personally, a lot of things. When I sit quietly, in my head, I analyze everything. So that is something I won't say it's manifestation, but it's kind of my way of indulging myself into spirituality.
Got it. So that
Yeah,
works for you better than such
100%.
things.
Yeah, yeah, hundred
Okay.
percent.
And you also told us that you're not very social media savvy.
No,
So
no,
do you
not
ever
at all.
plan on becoming one?
No, I don't
No?
want to.
Why
I
though?
think
Like
I,
social media is everything right now.
but I have my partner, so she keeps
Okay.
updating me. This is happening. This is not happening. This is what we should do. This is what we should not do. So
Yeah.
all of that, she's the one who keeps guiding me, and then I have really, amazing agencies on board who keeps guiding us for our future.
So lovely. You have a
Yeah.
great partner who's
Yeah,
keeping you
that I
updated.
do. I'm blessed that
Nice.
way. Yeah.
How cute. Okay, so when it comes to fashion, so you are successful in your career, and I'm sure it took you time to get there. But what is like your definition ki who is a successful person in fashion and what does it take?
See, I mean, it's a really big question, but I would say somebody who's true to its own craft. I feel that that's one of the biggest reason that whatever success I've achieved so far, that I'm very true to my craft. I
Okay.
do what I want to do. I do what I like to do. I do what I believe in
Hmm.
into. So that is something which is very important. A, B. Uh, I mean, success is something you can't define.
Yeah.
It could be something else for me, something else for someone else. But that, keeping your mind at a point where you feel that yes, this is really good.
Hmm.
This is what I want.
I'm
But
enjoying
otherwise,
this.
yeah,
I'm in
I'm
a good
enjoying this.
space.
I'm in
Hmm.
a good space. I'm in a happy space. So that is something where you feel that yeah, I'm successful. And
Yeah.
it's just not about money. It's just not about how much business you're doing. I think it just comes from within. It just comes from the somewhere where you feel satisfied, where you feel happy.
Got it. So, just to give a little bit of a background about you, like for those who may know you or may not know you. So, before getting into designing, were you always into designing or were you doing something else
See,
before?
to be honest, I uh, at a very early age, I think I was 10, and where I didn't know what fashion is,
Hmm.
but still I knew that there is something about me. Um, I want to do something in fashion. So back then, I mean I'm not a fashion graduate. I'm
Yeah.
so back then my mother, my cousins, whenever they were getting dressed, I used to give them tips. So
Okay.
it became like in my family, it became like a thing that when they're getting dressed, they'll come to me for advice.
Hmm.
I was just 12 or 13, and
That's an achievement for a young
yeah,
person.
yeah. So I think it's you have it in you. If you have it in you, then eventually things will start falling into place. And but yeah, I mean, I remember at a very early age, I was 20 or 22 when I started working with textiles and this whole the printing space that I actually started learning at a very early age because
Okay.
somehow I knew that that's the only thing that I can do in my life.
Hmm.
Uh, yeah, so
Having that kind of clarity is also an achievement.
it's I think
Yeah.
it's very in it's not just the business or fashion, it's with everything that I do.
Okay.
I'm very certain, I'm very clear about my things. Even in my personal life, I have very distinguished don'ts and do's.
Wow.
Yeah.
So I've seen like these two spectrum of people. One who are like very clear about their goals and everything, like you are, and there is one. I think it's my category
No,
who's ever
honestly, I'll cut you
confused.
in between. I'm
Huh.
not clear about my goals.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not that I'll just plan that 3 years down the line I want to reach there.
Ah.
It's
Okay.
not that, but it just I'm very clear about certain things that this is what I want to do, this is that I don't want to do in life.
Ah.
So that way I'm very clear. But that's what I'm saying, that at a very early age, I knew that fashion is something which is my thing.
Hmm.
This is where I want to take my career. Yeah, that's what I
And
meant.
is
Yeah.
there like, do you have any family background of fashion? Like,
No, no, no,
any
no. It's
nothing?
again a very sad story. So when I
I
actually
love these stories that are
yeah,
coming.
I'm
Yeah.
I'm full of that.
Oh, love it. Yeah.
Yeah. So actually, when I told my father that I want to do something with fashion, so my father had this plaster of Paris factory,
Hmm.
which is called Puneet Plasters,
Okay.
which was my name. So
Huh.
he wanted me to join that, and I straight away refused that this is something I will not do.
Hmm.
And he said, if you don't want to do, then do whatever you want to do. So I said, I want to do something in fashion.
Hmm.
So he said, then you have to do by your
Carve
own.
your own path.
Yeah, I
Huh.
mean, I'm not into it. I have no money for you. I have no space for you because this is a very low end work. I mean, he felt that it's
Huh.
not our,
Yeah.
and I was like, okay, I'll do it myself. And I had no money when I started, no support from my family. But I had my mother and my sister always supported me. So
I think it's
just
so
with, yeah,
important to have some support system because that keeps you going, not just financially, like even emotionally,
absolutely. I
because you
think that
go through
emotional
so many
support is
ups and
more
downs.
important than
Yeah,
financial support because if you have that, then
absolutely. Yeah.
yeah, so that works out. But I think with me, uh, women plays a really really important part in my journey, my mother, my sister, and then my wife.
Yeah.
So these are three women who I cannot even imagine my life even a single day
Hmm.
without them. I feel that I'm
Women
nothing.
are
Yeah.
the best.
I agree. I couldn't agree more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Great. Okay, so you are from Bikaner, right?
Yeah.
So,
I
is
was born
this
and raised there. Yeah.
okay? So, is there any particular thing in fashion about Bikaner that you feel a lot of people don't know?
It's a small town, but I think architectural beauty. We have so many beautiful havelis, forts, and Gad, Durg. Even the streets of Bikaner has beautiful crafted jalis. So all of that is really, really, it makes it. It's not like really popular in tourism because
Hmm.
of the connectivity, I feel,
Yeah.
but otherwise, architectural beauty wise, Bikaner is really, really. I mean, it's beautiful.
And is there any hidden gem of Bikaner that you would like to, tell us all?
There are. I mean, I we spent a lot of time. Our when I was a kid, we spent a lot of time on the sand dunes, which used to be like 15 kilometers from the main city.
Hmm.
So all our weekends used to be like we used to go there, and that used to be like the thing that every 15 days we are going there, having a good picnic and spending good time with family and friends.
Lovely. So you still visit and do all
I
of
do.
those
My
things?
sister stays there, and I go every year for Rakhi.
Okay, lovely. So, I know that you then shifted to Jaipur. So, did you study in Jaipur or?
No, 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 no,
Okay,
no. It was. I actually started working in 2001
okay.
with textile trade. So I was working for a lot of Delhi-based, companies where I was printing for them.
Hmm.
I was making my own block prints. I was printing for them, and I was supplying them.
Okay.
So for good 10, 12 years, I did that. In 2006, I felt that sitting in Bikaner, it's just
Hmm. The
making me, I mean,
connectivity issue.
the connectivity, and then the whole, my entire unit was in Jaipur.
Hmm.
I, established a unit in Jaipur. So all my karigars, all my artisans, all the cheapas that I was working with, everybody was in Jaipur. So for me to manage all of this was difficult from Bikaner. So
Yeah.
that's when I moved to Jaipur in 2007.
Okay, so with Jaipur, the recent trend I've seen is that, see, it has always been culturally so rich,
Yeah.
but I think it has truly come to the limelight now. And we read so many articles. We see Dua Lipa spending her New Year's there. We see so many fashion shows happening there, like Ralph Lauren, Anita Dongre. Everybody's
Yeah,
having
I
the
think
show
that
there.
that credit I'll give it to our royals.
Yeah,
They
yeah,
are really push, pushing really hard to kind of you know make it like a global city that way. But Jaipur was always
yeah,
culturally and architecture. Jaipur architecture, I would say, nothing can beat in India. I would say
yeah.
it's just uh, beyond beautiful.
Yeah. So, Jaipur provides these fashion and, the jewelry and the jutis and everything for other people.
Yeah.
But when we talk about the fashion of the people in the city, what is that like? Because
I
that's not really widely spoken about.
I honestly feel that women in Jaipur are really nicely dressed.
Hmm.
I when I go to these parties, I mean I hardly go, but whenever I go to these parties or events, I don't see bad dressed women in Jaipur.
Hmm.
Whereas, I mean, I'm sorry to say, but when I come to Delhi, I will,
You
uh,
can say whatever you
yeah,
want.
I will notice a lot of women who are dressed in a tacky way,
Hmm.
or I would not find it like appropriate for the event. Sometimes they're overdressed,
Hmm. I
but
think it's a lot to do with pretense
yeah,
and trying to be something you're not.
yeah, I think that is everywhere. That is, I
Yeah.
mean, overall, because of this whole social media, Instagram game, everyone wants to, look the best. But Jaipur women are beautifully dressed. They have that elegance when they're dressing up, especially the Rajput women.
Yeah.
They have really
So do they
the
mostly wear saris, or now
no
they've
no
started
no no
wearing
no no
western
no
and
no.
everything?
That's
Yeah, because I mean, so many people like me, we don't know what's the scene.
no.
So that's why
Saris
we're
is
asking.
obviously it's Rajputi women wear saris, but only with their when they're dressing for the the weddings or
Okay.
the celebrations of Rajasthan. That's the time when they dress up in saris or the poshaks that we have. But
Okay.
otherwise, it's a casual dressing the way.
Everybody is.
Yeah, but
Okay.
it's very casual, and that's
Hmm.
the beauty of this city.
Yeah.
Most of women you'll see wearing beautiful these block printed pieces, block printed kurtas, and it's just really nice.
Lovely. And when we come to the men's fashion over there, is there anything different that you observed which you thought, ki, yeah, I should incorporate this in my
I think
design?
men need to improve. Yeah, yeah. It's really
Yeah.
that's how I mean men they don't want to experiment. You have to
Okay.
push really hard, and see, I honestly feel that I don't have that ability to push someone
Hmm.
to change their personality or how they dress, because I feel that it's a very personal space. It's a very,
Yeah.
it comes from that fashion comes from that style comes from within. If
Hmm.
you are not willing to do that,
That's your
yeah, that's
choice.
your choice.
You're like your loss. I don't care.
Absolutely. I mean, it's just
Yeah.
I can make beautiful clothes. I can, but if you don't want to wear them, it's
Your problem.
yeah.
But when we come to men's fashion, like in places, especially like Delhi and Bombay and all, things are changing. Like,
Yeah,
we see so
they are.
many
Yeah,
accessories and everything for
absolutely.
men, so many brands coming up and
Yeah,
doing great
yeah,
stuff.
yeah.
So I think eventually it should reach there as well.
Yeah, and even, I mean, I think Bombay has changed a lot.
Hmm.
Delhi is changing. And Jaipur will also eventually it'll change. And that change is coming. But still, we men are very conservative,
Hmm.
image conscious. This is how we have made like a boundary that this is how we need to dress. It's a layer that this is our maximum boundary. We can't cross that. This is where we need to stop. That is something which just you can't explore fashion. You can't experiment if you have a set boundary that this is where
Yeah,
you don't want to cross it. So
absolutely.
that just restrict you to experiment.
That's true. So, when we talk about experimenting, how do you wish to experiment when it comes to your designs?
Um, when I talk about Puneet Balana Men, every season when I'm working on it, I'll make sure that there are one or two pieces which are slightly, not conservative, not typical Indian men would wear that. I try to do that, and those are the pieces which sell the
The
least,
least. Okay.
but it's okay. I'm doing my bit. That's my contribution to this men fashion
And what
industry.
about women's wear? Like, women are more experimental that way.
Absolutely. I
Yeah.
love dressing them, and I feel like they are always happy to explore new things, experiment with new cuts, new shapes, new textures, new anything which is new in the market. I don't have to think twice when I'm working on something that this is too experimental or this is too. I know that
They'll
there
accept it.
there is there is a woman who
Hmm.
would wear this, or you know every piece has a person
Yeah.
to.
So, understanding like a little bit of business aspect of this whole thing. So, when a designer is designing his collection, like, of course he thinks ki, will this work in the market? Is there any market for this? Will somebody buy this or not? So, do you think that's a concern, or that's something only an outsider is thinking ki aisa hota hoga?
It used to be
Okay.
with Puneet Balana, but we are in the industry almost a decade now.
Hmm.
So we kind of know already that this is what our clients, our patrons want. This is what Puneet Balana women is.
Hmm.
So it's no more. concern, or while I'm working on a collection, I never think about it that this won't work.
Okay.
Out of like 25 pieces, I never feel that I should not be putting into this campaign or
Hmm.
fashion week or collection, because this won't work, because I know everything works.
Yeah.
There's always a one person who, you know ha- whatever I'm creating has that style.
Hmm.
So that's no more a
Concern for you.
concern for
But
me.
it's a
Yeah.
concern for upcoming designers, right? I feel. Like, do they feel that, or I don't know. Like, I'm trying to understand that from
I
you.
think you're right, because when you come in the industry, um, you want to establish your business for sure.
Yeah.
Uh, you're creative, you're passionate, everything is okay. But at the end of the day, if you're
It should
not
sell.
selling,
Hmm.
you cannot survive in the industry for
A
on
long
on
time.
on long term, and you don't want to do that.
Yeah.
So obviously for new designers, it's definitely a point of concern that what the product that they are creating, if that is going to sell in the market, how people are going to respond to that.
Hmm.
That is definitely a big concern for
And
them.
with
Yeah.
all your experience, okay, if you had to give one advice to like a budding designer, what would you say to them?
See, I would say that this one rule that I have followed throughout my journey, that do what you want to do.
Hmm.
Don't do what other people are doing. Don't create something what other people are creating, or which is fashion.
Hmm.
Create what you actually think you
Is
want to make,
fashion.
what you stand for, what you actually want your uh, clients to wear, what you think that people, your brand should represent it. That this is a if there is a Puneet Balana piece, I want that piece that should reflect Puneet Balana,
Yeah.
that should
So
tell
should
story
it
of
should
Puneet
have the
Balana.
identity
It should
of your
have
own
the
thing.
identity,
Yeah.
definitely.
Okay, so before I ask you something about storytelling and everything, let's ask you a fun question because I
Okay.
think the everything became so serious.
Okay.
So in Jaipur, what are like some of your favorite food joints?
That's a wrong question, honestly.
Why?
I am somebody, I won't go out to eat food,
Okay.
and especially in Jaipur. But still, I have like very fixed places where I'll go. So if I want to have Indian food, I'll go to Johri.
Okay.
I completely in love with this their menu. Apart from that, there are cafes that I go. There's a White Sage Cafe, and then there is Steam in Rambagh, which and my most favorite, where I don't go for food,
Hmm.
but Bar Palladio. That's
Oh
iconic
yeah,
place
I
where
love it too. I
you
love the
know
blue
yeah,
interiors and
yeah. So
everything.
Bar Palladio is that. I mean, it's something you can find me if I'm in Jaipur. So every Saturday you'll find me there.
I'll
But
come there
only,
because I
only,
also go
only
there.
for drinks. But because
Acha.
when I'm in Jaipur, I try and I prefer to eat food at home,
Okay. So are
because
you like a fitness person or health
I am,
conscious
I
and all?
am, I am, I
Okay.
am.
Maybe that's why.
Yeah. So everything. But I don't eat boring food for sure.
Okay.
Yeah, boring
What
food
do
is
you
a
mean by boring food? Like
boring food is
boiled and
like,
all?
no, not boiled food is not boring.
Ah,
No, it's not boring. I
ah,
mean, you need to have like, I make sure that when I'm, there's one meal of the day which is like rich.
okay.
So my lunch is like, it's a good looking rich food, Punjabi food. I'm a Punjabi,
Ah,
so it has to have like proper dal, sabzi, good, proper Indian food.
yeah.
But my breakfast is never like heavy, and my dinners are always light soups and salads. But I mean, my relationship with food has always been nice. It's
Okay.
always amazing.
That's
Yeah,
that's good. You should have like a healthy relation with your food and
absolutely.
everything.
Because whatever
Yeah,
goes inside, it's very
absolutely. It
important. Yeah,
reflects.
it
Yeah.
reflects. It's very
Okay, so
important.
coming to like the storytelling part of it. So you are full of stories and I'm sure we'll get to hear a lot more. Okay, so I was asking you that how important it is for an individual or a brand to, tell a story so that it connects the audience to them.
I think it's very important.
And
Um,
why?
why? Because see, in this fashion space, every day there's one brand coming in.
Hmm.
Um, it's very important that you tell your story. You tell what this collection, this piece that you have made, that it has. You have gone through research. There is a some essence of you which is coming as a product which
Hmm.
you are selling, because these are not just beautiful clothes which your karigar has made. There should be a proper research. There should be a proper um, color patterns. There should be a proper story while making the khakas, while making, while when you're sitting on your construction.
Hmm.
Everything should have a proper story.
Yeah.
That's where, when you're working on a story and you're producing a garment, I think that will reflect that. I mean, once the garment is constructed properly, made with a proper story, it'll show.
Hmm.
That's what
Got
I
it.
feel.
Got it. So I think like even for individuals who are like trying to set up their own, um, like let's say on social media, not just like a brand, but anything. I feel if you tell more things about who you are, why you are, what you're doing, I think it always helps like the audience to understand
That
you.
I agree, but at the same time, I feel like if your product is good, the props don't have to be fancy all the time.
Okay.
And also, there's one more thing I want to add, which is I have seen a lot of a lot of brands are coming, and they're getting eyeballs. And even when when I see them, when I ask them, I've asked few brands that, you know, why these, what is this whole thing?
Yeah.
What your brand stands for? So they say that we are making clothes which looks good in pictures,
Okay.
and that is, I feel that it's very sad.
Hmm.
You cannot make clothes which looks good in pictures, and you're
Yeah.
making clothes for Instagram, and these brands are selling also. I don't know for how long they will sell, but they are selling also, because the pictures, the visuals are nice. They're looking nice on pictures. But I think that's, for me, I cannot do that. I don't
Absolutely.
want to say yes to things which are just I'm making for Instagram, or just to look beautiful on camera. That is something I cannot create. When
Yeah,
I'm,
because I
I'm
think
when I'm
yeah.
creating something, my focus is to create a good product.
Hmm.
If the product is good, it'll
Do
automatically
well.
will look nice in pictures. And I don't see any of my product, even if it's on a model or a celebrity, on a Puneet Balana women, I don't see them looking bad or uncomfortable,
Hmm.
because we make sure that the product is made right,
Yeah.
the product is constructed beautifully. That is what your focus should always be.
I think for these Instagram things, I think once the trend goes away, it'll also keep changing. So there's no point. Like it doesn't sustain.
Probably, but I
Yeah.
mean, all the
Who knows?
best
Who
who
knows?
are doing this. I mean, it's.
No, all the best. All the best words scares me. Okay,
Yeah.
anyway, so I mean, I'll just come down to like a last few things. So I want to understand that when you were on this journey, you must have faced a lot of heartbreaks related to your career. Like everybody does, right? There are challenges and everything. So do you think, or did you have any plan B? Like, do you think plan Bs should exist?
I mean, plan B should exist, but
Hmm.
honestly, I didn't have any.
Okay.
As I told you earlier, that for me, I think fashion was the only thing, and it is the only thing, and it will be the only thing. Because I cannot myself imagine, I mean, I can't imagine myself doing anything else in the world.
But do you think for others, like, there should be a plan B?
I think there should be.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just to be on the safer side.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Because this industry is,
Hmm.
it's a very struggling industry. It's not easy to uh, establish your brand, and also every day, because it's just every day there are challenges. Sometimes you have fuck ups in your production. There are times you face challenges while selling the product. the right PR, the right marketing, right social media. There are so many things involved to, create your one brand. So there are challenges for sure. So if you have one, but again, that is something. If you have a plan B, then maybe
The plan A
yeah,
won't
the
work.
plan A won't work, and then you won't give your 100%.
Yeah.
So with me, I mean, I didn't have any plan B. So karo ya maro.
Okay.
If this is not working, then there's nothing that you can do.
Yeah.
So it has to work. There's no way out that it won't work.
So it's a
So
personal choice,
yeah, it's a
basically.
personal choice.
Okay, lovely. That was a good conversation that I had with you.
Seriously.
You didn't even know how time went by. But now
Hope
I'll
I wasn't so bad.
no, you were good.
Okay,
But
good.
I play a small game with everyone. So I'll
Sure.
ask you a few questions.
Cool.
Be quick
Yeah.
about it and let's see how that goes. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. If you were to expand your offerings, what would it be or what would you venture into?
Music, I'm
Okay.
passionate about.
Yeah.
Um, though I'm a little old for that, but
No, you're never old for
I
music.
can open a dance academy because
Oh,
I'm yeah,
nice.
yeah.
Lovely. This is
So
something
yeah,
new for
because that
us.
is something I'm equally passionate about.
Okay, lovely.
Yeah.
Okay, classics, boho, streetwear, or sporty? Your preferred choice.
Boho and sporty.
Okay,
Yeah.
nice. Um, a new fashion experiment you want to undertake?
It's not new, but something which is fitted on the lower body. It could be like skinny jeans are no for me, and
Yeah.
especially when it comes to men wearing skinny jeans.
Oh, yeah, I've heard a
It's
lot about that.
and
Yeah.
also anything which is like fitted for men, especially, it's a big no for me.
Yeah.
And for women, I would say which is trending. Right? That's what you asked, right?
No, like something that you would like to experiment. It can be with you, it can be with your life. It doesn't have to be with the brand. A new experiment you want to undertake in your life. Like, let's say you want to start cooking or you want to do
That
something
I'm
else.
already doing, and that could be my third.
So you're
Yeah.
a dancer, you cook, you're a designer. My God.
Yeah. So all my friends they tell me that this is your second career. This should be
Okay.
your second career. So
So if you
if
open a restaurant, please call me.
I will never open a
No.
restaurant because
Okay.
when I'm cooking, it comes from my heart, and I'm just
Okay.
cooking for people who I actually love.
He'll only cook for his wife. Sorry,
No,
guys.
no, no.
No.
I have my family. A lot of my friends, they love me. Just they come
Okay.
to my house because they know that I'll make
Acha, like that.
good food for them.
Huh.
People who, I mean, it's a very simple formula. If I'm cooking for someone, that means I love that person.
Okay.
So it's a straight criteria.
Got it. No
Yeah.
chance, guys. Sorry, no restaurant for you. Okay, something you wish a lot more people knew about fashion that they don't know.
That it uh, when you see one image, when you see a one garment, you just see a beautiful garment, but the hard work, the labor, the hours and months of workmanship and craftsmanship which goes behind that to create that one garment, or to make that one picture, one perfect image. It just like it's
Takes a lot.
yeah, it takes a lot.
Got it. Okay, so that's it from us.
Super.
Thank you so much for coming. I hope you enjoyed.
I thoroughly enjoyed, and think that it was I wasn't that bad.
No, you weren't bad at
And
all. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah. Okay, so thank you guys for watching. If you have any comments for us, you can comment in the comment section or text us on 8588 See, I have remembered the number now. Or email us on pods@indiatoday.com. Thank you. Bye.